Hey, what's up, YouTube? Just some late night thoughts here. So, deactivation video's coming. Worry not. I'm planning to make that tomorrow. I'm hoping I wake up at a decent time. It's currently 3 a.m. I'm driving home. I'm kind of just BSing for 40 minutes. I thought of napping there, but then I'd be like, I have to sleep all night. So anyway, I think that, no tip, no trip. So here's the thing. Yes, it's riskier. If you're confident, you're a veteran driver, you can smell when there's no or very little tip. So I delivered to like 4 people tonight. 3 were no tip. 1 was $1. All on stacked orders, but they were all profitable. Profit matters most. For example, 1 stack went to the same location. It was a 950 stack, and it kept me profitable, kept me moving. I kept going, I kept moving, I kept moving. I changed my strategies depending on the time of day. You can't treat 9 o'clock at night like dinner rush, unless it's like super busy still. Like if there's an event going on, it's a holiday, it's a Super Bowl, something like that. When you know it's going to be very busy. I shouldn't even say Super Bowl. Super Bowl's a joke. Every gig worker in the world wants to work the Super Bowl. Maybe pick other sporting events, your average Sunday, a playoff game, the World Series, the Daytona 500, the Indy 500, the Coca-Cola 600, the big events like that. You want to be there, the Monaco Grand Prix, all the same day. So, I mean, you can work from morning to night and make some amazing money on Memorial Day. Memorial Day is an amazing day to work, especially if you're in a military town. So, if you're by a military base and you have to get sponsored, get friendly with those people and get sponsored. That's just a little piece of sage advice. Fortunately, I do not live in an area where I need to be sponsored. However, I do have people I can reach out to if they decide to change that in the future when I go to renew my pass. So, I think profit matters overall. If that $4 no tip that you got as an add-on that you know has been declined quite a few times, and then you start the trip and they want you to deliver that first, even if it's the further away one, that's how you smell that's a no tip order, because that's what happened on one of mine tonight. However, I used it to subsidize my trip. It made it profitable. The first order was $8, $4, $12 stack. Most people consider a good order. So you gotta look profit overall, and then do so many orders and take the better offers to absorb those blows. Provide great customer service to all, including those low tippers. And if the person meets you and they say, hey man, I always wait so long for my orders, what's going on? And be very friendly. Say, hey, can I tell you something truthful? Please don't get angry. I got to tell you about how I work, how we work as independent contractors. They're like, well, what's independent contractors? You have this conversation with them. It's worth the couple minutes it's going to take to have this conversation. You'll get it down to a beat. I'm actually elongating it right now. So, what I usually say to customers is like, well, we're independent contractors, so we make our decisions based on how many miles, what the offer is, what the restaurant is, how long the typical wait times are, what time of day it is it military payday, is every restaurant 15 to 20 minute wait like it was for quite a while tonight. There was a big training event that just got done, so it's like it's military payday for me. And I explained to these guys, I'm like, listen, leave the suggested tip alone. If the suggested tip says $4.50, leave $4.50. If you have a smaller order. If you have a really small order, you just ordered like the cheap discount box, throw a $4 tip to your driver. Because most drivers look for that $6, $6.50 amount. And most of us are going to be happy with it, especially if it's a small order. We know it's not going to be a big bonus on it. We know it's going to stay the same, but we're happy with it because it's profitable. Like, one driver might decline it, and the next driver's going to grab it because that's their add-on, and boom, they made profit. The first order will pay out $10, the next one will pay out $16 stack. during dinner rush is pretty darn good, at least in most markets. So, if you don't have catering orders coming at you left and right, you're not in a big market like Chicago, Miami, LA, New York City. But in most markets, with like 100K or less. So my population of this market fluctuates wildly. So between the city, the military base, and the outlying towns, and the other major towns that you can go out to, it fluctuates from about 60,000 to 90,000 based on how many military they bring in, and the tourists that come in, the snowbirds that go to the lake. So you have to base it on that. And you guys got to be profitable. You got to make wise decisions. Like, oh, that $15 going 12 miles, man, I won't want to do that. That's why you have multiple apps. So if you've been slow and you haven't been making money, grab that order and look for another order going that way. Even if all you can grab is extra $5, boom, you just made it much more profitable. So even if you have to drive all the dead miles back. And who knows, you might get lucky and something that goes to another desirable area will pay exactly $1 per mile on whatever app. It could be a shopping order, it could be a food order, it could be a grocery, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just because it doesn't make sense for someone else, it might make sense for you because you know how to manipulate that market. That's why I suggest I'm going to put it up to a full hour range. Learn a full hour range out of your usual area that you work. If you can get comfortable and you can hop on all these other apps and work, you will make money. You will be profitable. So, yeah, a little bridge here. I'm just hoping that's not caught behind me. But, you can make things very profitable. You can't just go by, I want that $6 for 3 miles, and I'll take nothing else. I won't even take an add-on. I won't take $1 per mile back. Like, what are you doing? You're not making good money when you're making those poor business decisions. If you live in a market where you can get a trip back to your more desirable area, why are you not taking that $1 per mile back? That's a profitable order. It's one way. That's profitable. Honestly, I think the bare minimum, if you have to loop all the way around, is about $1.20, $1.25 a mile. Those are profitable orders. And then when you're away from your merchants, you got to look at it another way. What would that be per mile at the merchant? Would I take this order at the merchant? So, for example, about 75 cents per mile away from the merchant is $1.50 at the merchant. That's something you normally do, and it's still profitable. And if it's a single order, you hope for an add-on, or if it whatever time of day it is, when your market shuts down for certain apps or the other app dies off, you can add on from the same app, a different app, boom, 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 boom. A good strategy I like to do, transmission. My car's having a little electrical issues. Makes it act weird. But anyways, a strategy I like to do is if I didn't get an offer, like as soon as I dropped one off, is I'll just open up the Instacart app real quick. Or if you have Shipt or whatever shopping app, even Spark. So you open that up, you look for a shop and pay, and you build off that. Especially Spark. Walmart Spark will have you go everywhere. And then when you have that order done, or you're nearly done with it, or they're coming out with the order to your car, you're doing a grocery pickup, you start looking for orders going in that direction. Even if it doesn't pay the $1 per mile, if it pays at least maybe even as little as 60 cents when it's going on the same street as one of your Walmart orders, or at least 70, 75 cents, and it's down the street. It's like the next street over. But usually $1 a mile or more, you're looking for those types of orders because normally someone wouldn't take that, and that's a win-win for you and that customer, because that customer just got their food faster. And the size of the order, it might actually be an appropriate tip for that size of the order. They just live a little further away. It's a suggested tip. They left the suggested tip alone. This customer is being in good faith. They're being a good faith customer. So you got to make your judgment calls and learn your market. Experiment in your market, learn in your market. By experimentation, I don't mean be a fool, take a $3 order going 9 miles. That's foolish. Don't do that. You know? But you always got to think about that return trip. If they offer you something for the only 1 or 2 merchants that are there, and it's something you probably wouldn't normally take, but it's going back to where you want to go, boom, grab it. 3 p.m. during the day, there's a 5-item order for Dollar General, and it's going back to the apartments behind the Walmart. They ordered Dollar General. Maybe it got unassigned or declined, because they did a double dash. And you grab that 5-item order because you're right next to it. And boom, you did it, So, I'm just using that example for my market. So, this is Little Talk of Black River. There's a Chinese place. There's a good Chinese place. And there's the Dollar General over there. That's the only 2 merchants that you could possibly get orders out over there. And also keep your other apps on, because you never know what's going to proc. So on ShopPays, do not hit confirm payment. Do not. So if you get an order off another app, you can swoop over. You're not putting anything in jeopardy when it's dry goods. And if you do have a couple of refrigerated goods, use your bags. Put them in your trunk. Keep them cool. If you live in a warmer area, crank your AC. I'm getting the AC fixed on this car to make sure I can have it in good working order for my customers. You got to do what you got to do to make yourself profitable. People make foolish decisions all day, and they go so strict with that $2 mile rule. But almost every single one of those people, if it's an order leading them home when they want to be done for the day, they'll bend that rule right in half. So it's like, okay, why are you not being flexible and adapting while you're going out? While you're working, you can make a lot more money and a lot more profits. This is the point that UDM was trying to drive home, and that everyone's misunderstanding him. $3 order, I probably wouldn't have done that. But still, it's the point of it. It's like, if you're still being profitable, why not do it? Okay, I'll give you another example. I'm further away out from the restaurants. I'm on the other side of the military base. They gave me an Arby's order. Arby's in my market is the slowest merchant. They're 15 to 20 minute ticket times almost every time, unless they're slow, unless there's nobody there. But it's because they cook most of their food from fresh. So by the time you get there, they might have it bagged up. They're pretty much bagging it up, being done with it. It's almost done. So why not grab that order that's $7.75 for 10 miles? I do those all the time, and by the time I'm done, they might throw me another Arby's stack because not many people like going there. It's actually kind of inconvenient where it's placed. Or they might just give you a stack to another good restaurant that's right near it, or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. Think of how your merchants are set up. Think of the strip malls with decent. They got a Wayback or Five Guys, depending on your area. They got a Chinese spot. They got a pizza spot. They got KFC, Taco Bell, whatever. I'm not saying all chicken spots are bad. I just went to Oswego. The KFC there's wonderful. They're like my Taco Bell. My Taco Bell's awesome. They're rock stars. And this one, they were so sweet and friendly. It was clean. It was pleasant to smell in there. You smelled fresh chicken cooking. I went into that one today. I gave them probably the 5th chance because I was getting hungry for orders. I was desperate. I went and gave them another chance on a $5 order because I needed a decent stack because I took something that was just barely over $1 a mile. So I did, and they had the order out to me in 2 minutes. I just got fortunate, but that place was freaking disgusting. So I still don't like dealing with those kind of merchants. Build relationships with your staff. Give them praise when they deserve it. I am a big believer in that. Thank you guys. You guys are rock stars. You're awesome. You have a positive attitude. It's going to put you in a very positive mindset yourself. So why not? That's why I love Kim's thing. Kindness is always free. And it freaking pays. It pays, guys. you're not going to see it right offhand. If you're kind to your merchants, your customers, and everyone you have to deal with while we're doing our work, I'll tell you what. So you're sitting at that Walmart and you're friendly with a couple of the people, and they're scrolling through the list because they're not getting a ding right away. They're like, oh, this one just needs to be bagged up and assembled. They're probably going to hop on your order because they know you're a friendly driver and that you love helping them out. Or they might just drag it out and you both bag it up together. I love doing that because it helps me separate it out the way I like it. So it gets it out to me quicker, and everyone, it's a win-win-win for everybody. I love that stuff. Just think carefully about that. And don't even think that, well, I barely use this app, I ain't gonna look at it. Hey, you never know when you need to lean on that app, or you might just, oh, here's a $50 Tractor Supply order. It's a freaking banger at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got nothing better going on, and maybe at best I get a $6 order. You know, I'll grab that $6 order and start heading over that way. Boom. I've done it. And went to a place I'm not very comfortable with because there's only one merchant that I can get going back. But guess what happened? I got that order. It wasn't exactly $1 per mile. It's like 90 cents. But on my way back, they sent me a merchant along the way. And that was about 80 cents per mile. But by the time I got done doing it, it ended up being over $1.20 per mile because the drop-offs were very close together. So you got to minus that miles that total trip says, and you're only actually driving 3 extra miles to your next stop instead of the full whatever it said. It can be profitable, guys. You got to think. You got to adapt. You got to be very flexible. If you could do that, you could make some rock star money. I'm telling you that. A lot of people call what I do crap stack. Well, why are you even doing that? Because in many markets, we don't have that luxury. We're in voice chats all the time, and it's like we pick on each other. You know, it's like I don't think I want to do this catering order. I want to go home. And it's like, man, I don't have that luxury. If I had a pre-scheduled catering order, or they're off for me a catering order on my screen on DoorDash, and like, I don't think I want to do it. I don't really want to go there. But it's like, I got to do that. They're showing me $25 up front for 20 miles. I'm going to hop all over that because that's great cash flow. I don't get those kind of orders. It's very rare for me. The best catering week I ever had on DoorDash, I got 6 in one freaking day, and I had like 14 of them on the week. Were all of them super bangers? No. Were they keeping me cash flowing? Oh, yeah. And that's why I have my other apps on, too. And in case the catering order goes south, like, you watch guys like Novadasher, he had 2 of them go south on a most recent video. So, you know that little trick DoorDash does. You know their games they play. They show that little, it might be a hidden tip, but like I can sniff those out saying I don't think they are. I think that's a boosted order with a low tip because they got sticker shock. So it is what it is, and we do what we can. Sorry for the lights, guys. Well, I figured you'd rather watch the road than watch black. But what I'm saying is be more flexible, be more adaptive, go learn, experiment in your market, especially on Tuesday through Thursday, which are the slowest days in most markets. You can make some dang amazing money when everyone else is sitting around. They're like, and then like you pull back up and you're like, how much you have for the day? And I have about this. Holy crap, how do you make, I've been sitting here bored out of my skull and I don't even have that. It's because you are the smarter driver who can make it work and make things profitable. Because you're flexible and you're not just in that little box. Like most of the offers in my market, the median is about 4 miles, and that's like being on the low end. 4 to 6 miles is a typical order for me. I'll do freaking like the ORTC barracks is 8.5 miles away from any of the merchants of that little strip mall right there. But I'll do those orders because they make, a lot of times they'll get batched together, or they'll make a small group order or I'll get a band catering order like I did the other day, $37.50. They tipped me straight $30 and tip on it was $7.50. So that tells me my other large order drivers declined it, and it got sent to me as soon as I dropped it. I dropped one off, and that's like one I instantly got. And I was sniffing it out because it was showing $18.50, and it's like $18.50 is an unprecedented order. They show you a really big amount like that, like over the miles. That's a really big indicator that it's a freaking banger. And if it was at $18 for 16, is it $18.50 for 16 miles? Is what it was. And it's like they're showing a little much more. Usually DoorDash doesn't even show $2. They usually show $1 to $1.75. They were showing $2.50 over. That's how I knew that thing was gonna be a freaking rockstar banger. But even if it's not, it was a great cash flow order. Kept me moving. I would not been upset with it either way. And they were just sitting there bagging it up when I walked in the door. And they had it done before I even had the drinks poured. So, do what you can to help out, guys. You're gonna help yourself if you think outside the box and stop painting yourself in these little tiny boxes. Like what I was trying to explain today on batch orders, or you're doing an app, maybe even like Amazon. If you got a long distance between orders, turn on your food apps. You can decline 50 orders and maybe find that one that's heading the direction you're going. I mean it too. I've declined 50 orders to find something desirable that I wanted, because I knew I was getting close to being done until I had my longer distance area and I knew I was going. You got to look ahead on your orders, and you got to think outside the box. So if I got a 5-mile deadhead, I got a 10-mile deadhead, I'm looking for an order going that direction. And I've done that so many times on these big batch orders on these multiple apps that, oh my God, you can make some amazing money. Because these big batch orders, they don't really have a hard time. They either have a very soft time where they give you more than enough time to do it, or they're, like when you go to drop them off, they'll say unscheduled. There's no real hard time to deliver it. You can take as much time as you want. You can take 4 hours, and they don't care. In fact, most Amazon blocks are 3 to 5 hours. So, like, if you can't do that in 3 hours and get stuff in between, well, you might be doing something wrong. So that's just my thoughts, guys. If you can do that, you can do better. And there's apps out there that let you rearrange. Maybe that order is going to your furthest out stop, and you can kind of loop it. You got to stack and route. I know this is something I didn't want to make too much content on anymore, is stack and route, because it was falling on deaf ears, and I was getting a lot of crap for it. I mean, there's multiple gig tubers made videos about me. We shall not mention their names here. If you watch their channel, that's okay. I'm glad you're enjoying my content, and the haters, well, you're helping my numbers, so I appreciate that. The more viewership I get, the more suggested I get, especially the ones who watch all the video just to see if they can take something out of context. Those people give me the most watch time, and that's what makes my videos suggested to them and other people, and they'll continue watching my content, and other people start watching their content. And I noticed something with YouTube is if people in your area start watching that content more, you get suggested. So I get suggested random stuff because it seems like people in my area like watching those types of videos. So it's just basically people in your area are watching this, and it seems to be viral in your area. It can be really good. Oh, this biker's okay, man. They got a big rig coming right at him. So I flashed the headlights at these guys coming. Oof. But anyways, I've been ranting for 25 minutes. Wow. So, I really think that people need to think more outside the box and be more profitable. And like, my market's not as good as it used to be. Yeah, it's probably not, but can you make it profitable? Oh yes, you can. And you might find yourself making more money than you used to. Now that I have to more heavily lean on DoorDash, I'm part of this high pay order program. My acceptance rates almost went to 70% at one point tonight. And I'm not no top dasher. I gotta admit, I took a few orders. I might have just declined and waited for something else, but I was like, you know what? This order's profitable. It's a 1050 double at 4 p.m. and it's going 8.1 miles. When I'm away for the merchant, this is a great order, because that would be like a 225, 240 per mile if I was at the merchant. Keeps me profitable, keeps me moving. Guess what? The first order actually went up, and that became a 1225. So, heck, 1225 stack, most people would like that. I really feel that people can do better for themselves. You guys can be better. You guys can make more money. I know a couple of people who did listen to me, who watched a few other, and they're in live streams with me. We're chatting, and I really, they listen to my advice, and they're making great money now. And you gotta flex it to your area. All us gig tubers can give you is general advice, but I've adapted it so well that I can hop into almost any market and make it work. Like, I will give a shout out here is Willie Boots. He's one of those people. He can go hop in about any dang market and go make it work, and even be, someone from that home market. I've still yet to do that. I should have done it against Pedro, but I got homesick and went home. So, I really feel that if I got another shot at it, I probably could kick his butt. Alright, you guys take care. Same for UDM. If I ever come to your area, like it, I'd like to do that. I don't see myself going to LA. John McCallan, sorry. New York City, well, I am going to go there, but I don't know the market well enough to avoid all the bridges. So, yeah, that's not happening. So, sorry, Hannibal. So, channels mentioned is Willie Boots, Hannibal's Hungry, Pedro de Santiago, UDM, John McCallan, Kimside Money Plans. Go check them all out, guys. Even if you don't agree with some of them, maybe you'll find some value and you can adapt some strategy, or maybe you disagree with something they said and it makes you think of something new that you can do. I've done that. I've disagreed with several YouTubers. I went out and proved them wrong, and I found something new that worked for me. It's freaking awesome when you, like, hey, this works. This is cool. Heck yeah, I'm making more money. I'm being more profitable. I can adapt better now. And the more adaptive you can get, the better. So I've been ranting for almost 30 minutes now. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts, guys. I try to look at the comments as much as I can, unless I'm super busy. I look at them in between. I do get the notifications, and I do watch a lot of gig tube, so I hit that notification button. I'll see a comment. I'll try to quickly respond to it. Alright, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Peace out. Oh, I hope you enjoyed my racing content. I do plan to do more of that. I'm sorry I didn't get the really juicy bits, but it would have been a poor viewing experience for you guys. We did make the big race, and that was impressive all on its own. Unfortunately, the car took a crap on us, but it is what it is. Take care. Peace, guys.